Make no little plans, for they have no magic to stir one's blood. That's a quote from Daniel Burnham, the American architect and urban designer. Dream big, he did. And it's a perspective that Chris Sankey embraces as he strives to shift the narrative between Indigenous and non-Indigenous people in Canada. Sankey says, I envision a Canada where we work together, where we pluck our heads out of the sand for fear the sky is falling and come up with real-world solutions that consider the harsh reality of living in Canada. Realities, he says, that are livable thanks to the energy sector. Sankey has no fear to speak his mind, as you can tell. He takes on everyone and he speaks with conviction, honestly calling out climate activists, woke culture, Western alienation, inflation, and the need for Indigenous people and companies to work together first and with others. I like to take the gloves off, says Sankey. I'm not afraid to engage on any issue. I invited Chris Sankey to join me for a conversation that matters about all of the above and much more. Chris, welcome.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be back.
You are kind of exploding all over social media. Everywhere I turn, there's Chris Sankey speaking out about issues, and not from a perspective that I anticipated. How come? What's your message?
Well, since UNDRIP was adopted, and they were saying this was going to be this easy path forward for Indigenous people once that bill was passed, it was a framework to get us going. It was a framework to get our people empowered in the economy, not just an economy, but our social well-being, our culture, our language, our arts, and the ability to make decisions for ourselves where we're leading the discussion, where we're leading the opportunity for projects to build sovereign wealth, to build intergenerational wealth, to pass it on to the next 7 generations. Right now, I'm finding it very difficult to believe that's what's happening sometimes because of this woke culture and this activism that it continues to interfere with the progress of Indigenous people to take the bull by the horns and tell these individuals to get out of the way. It's nonsense what's happening out there, and it's maddening to see that. British Columbia adopted the UNDRIP bill. The feds adopted this. So why are we continuing to allow